Hello, thanks for clicking on the video. My name's Heather, and today I want to talk about one of my very favorite things, that is fragrances, and I've got a little Mother's Day haul to share with you. These are 3 fragrances, 2 of which I did not set out to purchase, but I'm very happy that I did, and one is a long time wish list item for me that I waited until just the right time to pick it up. So let's talk about them. The first 2 I actually purchased on Mother's Day, or like the day after Mother's Day. There was a Mother's Day sale at Nordstrom, and I had already sort of gotten my Mother's Day gift, which was a fragrance that had been on my wish list for a long time, and I had to wait till just the right time to pick it up, which I'll tell you about in a second. So I was so happy I had it, but then I was just kind of playing around with fragrances, and one I discovered was such a surprise love, and then another I was convinced to try as a blind buy after watching some videos over Mother's Day weekend. I'm really glad that I did. Let me tell you about that one first. This one is Tears from the Moon by Gucci. I think it was like a spring fragrance video by Demi Rawling, who is amazing, as many of us know, about describing fragrances. And she described this one so it's like out of this world. I was like, I have to try it. But the main thing that sold me on this was the Lily of the Valley note. So I discovered that I love Lily of the Valley as a note. It is I just did a video about my new obsession with clean, fresher fragrances. And it is one of the cleaner, fresher, sometimes soapy, green fragrance notes that is so unique and distinct, and I love it. I discovered that I love it because I was in Dubai trying all the fragrances in the Dior line. 2 stuck out to me as ones that not only smelled really pretty, because lots smelled pretty, but they were unique for me. They were ones that normally I would not have gravitated towards. They were ones that were surprising, just gems. I ended up purchasing one of them, and the other one I really want to have it. But the thing that I loved about the other one was that it had this Lily of the Valley note that made that fragrance just like, it just jumped out at me in all the best ways. It was clean, it was fresh, it was a little bit green. It was very feminine and floral, but in like a very fresh kind of way, and a little soapy. Loved it. This was described as kind of not, it was not described as being like that fragrance, but it had a similar kind of description, but more floral and very feminine and very refreshing. And I was like, I have to try this. The only notes listed for this fragrance on Fragrantica are floral notes, with Lily of the Valley, I think, being in the mid. This is a very floral, very clean fragrance. If you like flowers, like bouquet of very fresh flowers, you like very feminine, very girly scents, and you like a little bit of like clean, fresh green, you will probably like this one. It is unique to me, and it is really feminine, really pretty, really special. It was a blind buy, but based on the description, I thought it would probably be a safe bet, and I wasn't wrong. I also got it from Nordstrom, so I wasn't too afraid that if it didn't work out, I'd be stuck with it. Love Nordstrom. I'm so glad that I have it. This does smell similar to the Dior fragrance that I was interested in, but I still want that one. I'm hoping that I get it. I'm hoping that I'll be able to talk to you about it. But for now, Tears from the Moon by Gucci is a lovely feminine gem. This next one I picked up because I was curious about the brand. This is the first one I have, and this is the first time I tried it. And the bottle was pretty. It was like a blingy bottle, and that's Golden Rule by Fleur. I think Fleur has like body mists or hairsprays or something that maybe is a lesser concentration that comes in a bigger bottle. The perfumes come in these 50 milliliter smaller ones. I was just curious because it looks blingy and pretty, and I tried several. This is the one I couldn't stop thinking about. First of all, I think they're like $100, and on sale it was less than that. It was maybe like $80 or something like that at Nordstrom. So really great price for fragrance. And this thing smelled so good. I had no expectations. I literally just, like, there was a lineup of them. I picked a couple that looked cute and I sprayed them. And then I sprayed a couple more that, based on the name, I thought I would like. I was blown away at the sweet, feminine, delicious goodness of this fragrance. It was gourmand, but not sickening. It lasted all day, because I sprayed this in the store and then I just went about my day and I had to go back and order it. And just as it developed, it got better and better and better. It did not lose the parts of it that I really loved. It just developed deeper, richer, beautifully. The notes in this that I think stood out to me were pear, maybe a little bit of the coconut, vanilla. There are other notes in this, but those are the ones that I get. I get a pear, vanilla, sweet goodness with some other stuff. Maybe there's some floral, maybe there's some like woody notes, but I get the vanilla, I get the pear, I get some other stuff that kind of rounds it off together. I'll have to add to that it's got a creaminess to it. And I don't know if it's the coconut milk or the sandalwood or just the combination of all of it, but it's got a creaminess that's beautiful. And the whole thing together, just amazing. I think, you know what, if I had to compare this to something, it would be maybe La Belle by Jean Paul Gaultier, which is another fragrance that I love. But that one smells, to me, comparing the two, that one smells a little bit more synthetic, a little more generic, a little more flat. This one has that like pear vanilla sweet vibe, but there's something about it that's a little more, I don't know, natural or like organic, a little less synthetic, and a little just like more feminine and unique to me. It still has a sweetness, it still has the fruity vanilla bits, but it just, I mean, it's like, it's perfection of a gourmand fragrance, in my opinion. If you like those notes, you will probably like this very much. And the last fragrance, which I have had on my wish list for months, which isn't that long, but it's also not that old of a fragrance. So it could not have been on my list too much longer than that. It's Amouage Guidance 46. I cannot believe that I own this fragrance. I smelled Guidance, the original Guidance, way back when. I did not like it. There was something not pleasant about it. I don't even remember exactly what was wrong with it, other than just like I smelled it and I didn't get it. There was so much hype. It is polarizing, right? Like some people just love it. Some people are not impressed at all. I totally understood why it was unique. Like, it was a very unique standout fragrance, but it did not smell good to me. I had low expectations when I smelled this. This was not a blind buy. I found this in the store. I smelled it. I did not buy it because it just is so expensive. I could not justify adding it to my collection at that point, but oh my gosh. This is such a good perfume. It is so special. There's a lot of perfumes in my collection that I love. I love most of them. And there's a lot of perfumes in my collection that I'm like, this is special. This is unique. It adds something to the collection that I didn't have before I brought this one in. This is in like a league of its own. It is unique among unique perfumes. It's hard to describe even what it smells like. There's a lot of notes in this fragrance, and when I look at the notes, I think that the things that probably stand out to me are the pear, of course. You get a nice dose of pear that really does stick around, and I love a pear note. The vanilla stands out to me. Something that's got kind of a spicy goodness to it, and there's something very creamy about it, and there's something a little bit floral about it. It's got a sweetness, but I would not say this is a gourmand fragrance, even though it's got some kind of sweet gourmandish notes. And this is so hard to describe. It is like a creamy floral pear with something extra that makes it so different from anything I have and anything I've ever smelled before. I would not blind buy this because it's so expensive, and because, you might not like it, right? Like it is not a generic sort of anybody's going to like it kind of perfume. I do think it's very likable, but in a unique kind of way. Also, the projection and longevity of this fragrance is like unreal. It lasts a long time, like all day, overnight kind of longevity, and it projects. Like, you will get compliments on this. People will notice your fragrance, and you do not need to overspray. I'm talking 2 or 3 max. 2 or 3 sprays, and you've got a fragrance that is going to last all day. You will be in a scent bubble that you will smell all day and that other people will smell. And as you walk by, and it's not offensive. I want to say it's a beast mode fragrance, as they say, because of how much it packs a punch. But I don't mean that in like the obnoxious, you can't get rid of it, can't get away from it. It enters the room before you do, and everybody's like, what is that kind of way? Because some people are into that. I'm not totally into that, except on maybe very rare occasions with a very rare kind of fragrance. But most beast mode, over the top, obnoxious fragrances are not my cup of tea. This is beast mode in all the best possible ways. It is so good for lasting. This is such a special perfume. If you can afford it, it is so worth it. It's not worth going into debt over, okay? No perfume really is. But if you can afford it, get it. Try it, and get it. I think this fragrance it's so expensive, but I think it's value for money because you don't need that much. This will last even if this was your signature scent and you wore it every single day, which I think you could wear this any season, any occasion. I wore this to work. The first time I wore it to church. The second time I wore it, and I've worn it in the evening. Always appropriate, but also always special. If you're looking for that, you could wear this every day and it would last a really long time. Even if you are a collector, this will stand out in your collection. And certainly if you're like a very careful curator and you just want a small handful of your most special fragrances, this could make the cut for me, and maybe for you too. I've had this on my wish list for a very long time, and for months and months I just stalked my watch lists. It was never in stock, on a discount. And then I found it randomly at a place that I've never purchased a fragrance from before. And I was nervous about it because it was a new vendor for me. But I did some research and looked for reviews and so forth, and everything about what I found, it was legit. the shipping and customer service and like how quickly they were on it was amazing. I mean, I had this thing in like a couple of days from when I placed the order. I cannot remember the name of the company right now, but I will put it on the screen or I will put it in the description. Obviously, they don't know who I am. There's no affiliation here. But if I can find the name of that company in my like confirmation email or whatever, I'll put it in the video, because that was the only place that I found it recently where there was a discount. So I was able to get this for a decent amount. I don't remember exactly how much, but a decent amount. It was worth waiting to get a bit of a discount because the retail on this is just, it would be worth it, frankly, especially if you just have a small collection of very special things, or if you can afford it, right? Like, or if you want to afford it. Many people can, they don't want to. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's hard to describe how unique and how good this is. And I don't have that much trouble describing most of the perfumes that I have in a way that really communicates how I feel about them, how they work for me. I'm having a hard time with this one for all the best reasons. So if you haven't yet gotten on the Guidance 46 Try It train, you might want to. This was my original Mother's Day gift from my husband. Well, I found it on the discount and I said, husband, would you like to get me a Mother's Day gift? May I get my Mother's Day gift from you? And I'm so glad that I did. It's fantastic and I would highly recommend. Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you had a fantastic Mother's Day, whatever you had going on that day, and I hope that I will see you again soon. As always, stay blessed, and I look forward to seeing you next time.